Okay, this is kind of annoying. I'm a little annoyed by this. If, you know, Peggy could, you know, maybe at some point release this album, I don't know, the way it's, you know what, I don't know what way it's meant to be listened to, right? The Bandcamp one is the one that's got 22 tracks, and I find some with 30, I find some with 28. Like, I'm not sure what to expect. I'm listening to the one that's with 22 songs just because that's the one that's neatly packaged for me on a streaming service. Anyways, I'm pretty excited to listen to this. This mixtape, Communist Slow Jams, Peggy, 2015. I'm a pretty big fan of JPEGMAFIA from what I've heard from him. You know, veteran, All My Heroes, LP, Scaring the Hoes, reacted to Ghost Pop Tape a few months ago. He's a fantastic artist. He's up there for me, easily up there for me. So I'm pretty hyped to be jumping into this. I'm assuming that this is going to be up there for me, up my alley. So let's go into Stoop.
And I got that fucking flavor.
Feels ASAP Rocky in an industrial edge.
Spit rhymes and pedal. Seen both sides, I'm a pot and kettle. That bitch, Stoop kid afraid of the change and shit. Stuck in my ways, I'm a young old kid. 25, my right mind, voice of the youth is a sign of the times. Generation Y, 1989.
Okay, Stoop is kind of cool in a way. This is I certainly feel it's coming from the Ghost Pop Tape, where, you know, other albums from him, I do feel like there is this right out the gate, this aggression. You're really feeling that beat here. You have that little hit on that beat, but it's surrounded by this ambience, and how he's coming on this too. He's a little bit more mysterious. There's a certain sense of darkness on this for sure. Okay, apparently this is a reference to Stoop Kid's, a reference from Hey Arnold. I don't know anything about Hey Arnold. Okay, it's a little bit dated for me, just a little bit. I'm aware of it. I'm aware of what it is though. I may have seen like a few episodes, but it's one of those like kid shows that I would have just like forgotten about.
Straight killer, bruh. I know what you're feeling, bruh. People say I'm prejudiced. I say that's what a villain does. Pardon us, we got too much. Everywhere we go, we got a crew cut. Cool ass niggas low key. Down with the G.O. Bitch ass crackers wanna be down with the profit. Very hard breaking, stealing from the Stoops. But you a goddamn vulture. So you ain't got no culture, nigga.
Seen as genius, calling Eric Clapton for appropriating black music.
I used to fucking Wavves, man. Fucking Saudis taking over London. Eric Clapton, 1974. Y'all hero. I've been getting treated for a chronic lack of bugs. Man, these pussy ass cops always trying to lock me up.
I used to be into Dope. I think this song is pretty cool as well. You know, it's got this lightness, like this beat with it. And Peggy rapping on this, he's certainly very socio-political. I mean, discussing racism, discussing, you know, how black people are treated in society, and I mean, he even brings up a specific reference to Eric Clapton. And, you know, when discussing Eric Clapton, what's the relevance of this? The fact that Eric Clapton is, you know, he's not making music now, really, but he's still got like a cultural presence. And he's gotten a cultural presence while saying very racist things and from profiting off the art of black people. Cool. Cool, man.
Yeah. Again, I don't give a fuck about the man. Bullshit. I'll ride on a pig in a heartbeat. Hop up by the whip with the shit. Pussy act. Whoa with the wig. I'ma come with the mud. Now, Polly, to do me a favor. Kill a cop, kill a bird, kill your fucking neighbor. Straight from Jamaica, here comes the raider. Want a piece of the land he invaded. I never found the right girl in nightstands, and never in my life worked for a fucking white man. Straight up, this ain't your country. You are hostages, kill your invaders. Your beats that don't get speed out. The motherfuckers trust fund kids think rap started with 8 Mile.
Rap started with 8 Mile.
Rip the jacket.
We all know that.
Because I like JPEGs.
He's been doing that for a while, eh? That like little tag there. Polly's an excellent song as well. Again, he's moving. He's in this like ambient space, and I feel very vibing with this. I'm chilling. Like, regardless of that, though, when his presence on the mic here, he's still very like lyrically. He's like mad. You know what I mean? Like he's very easily being taken seriously. I mean, there's a lot of substance in this. Him saying here like Polly is the Europeans. He's saying. And he continues on talking about them, you know, more so about dating back, right, to colonization, like white Europeans, you know, coming over, fucking up the natives' lives, right, like, and then obviously with slavery too, bringing people from Africa over, like all these different, you know, non-white people, just use and abuse, right? So like that's the system, you know, we're still living under that system. The effects of all that stuff is the reason why everything is the way it is now today, right? So even if that's in a fucking history book, that's all cause and effect, right? And we still have the versions of I mean, fuck, we still do colonization and stuff, right? Or at least when it comes to the United States, like they have their hands too much in other people's governments, right? With like putting up, like making sure that there's coups sometimes in places, right? I mean, okay. He said something here that I looked at and I thought it was kind of interesting. Yeah, Polly want war with the Wicks. So supporting women, infants, and children. Special supplemental nutrition program. It's a federal program that supports women in low-income situations. Right. So he's sort of pissed off about the situation, the fact that there's, you know, often white, powerful people, upper-class people, look down at people. You know, this is, you know, you see this on like fucking shit like Fox News or like right-wing talking points all the time about how people are abusing the system of welfare, right? You know, saying these things and then like not actually finding a solution to help people, right? Like welfare, and even like something like this, I'm assuming, I don't know much about this, but it's not gonna be the end-all be-all to support these people at the end of the day, right? These people are still struggling. You know, someone could be taking welfare, single mom taking welfare, working more than full-time, 40, 50, 60 plus hours a week maybe. Then she has to worry about taking care of her fucking children too. How's she taking care of her children when she has to be working all the time? I know that, and you know, getting daycare hasn't always been easy as well, right? I'm not sure if this is in America. Again, I'm Canadian. I do know that there is certain pricing for daycare that's recently went through, but I don't know how realistic that's going to be for everyone. And then you have to think about commuting, right? If people are on welfare, I'm assuming they don't have a fucking car because car payments and shit like that, that's expensive. You're probably relying on public transit. You know, there's so many things that go into someone in a low income situation. Their life is already difficult, and at the end of the day, when they're just trying to survive, you have powerful figures, right, on your fucking television shitting on them, saying they're not doing enough. You know what I mean? It's I mean, it's a tale as old as time, right? It was well before I was born. The same shit was happening. I don't give two shits about crime, barbecue Confederate flags in my spare time, and hey man, I mean, this is 2015, right, but 2023, listening to this, Confederate flags, you'll still see that. You know what I mean? This shit's not went away. Okay, yeah, and he's pretty mad here. He's saying he's gonna fuck these people over. You know, says something about Reddit too, right? Because racists, edgelord racists. I would assume, like, from based off of just my assumption, stereotypes maybe, with like the white people who are being racist on the internet. It's the fucking most loneliest losers. Relatively quite young too. Yeah. Okay. I like what he's got in here. I like what he's got in here.
Gangsta shit only, jazz nigga, JPEGMAFIA. Only fuck with the realest. Tired of working at a 9 to 5, nigga. I've been fucking struggling just to stay alive, but you know these racist coppers trying to take my life. Boy, I hope I reach my gun before you reach your knife. But you get tossed, lick that shot come in your area. Right after the dawn, it's gonna be a fucking catastrophe. I'ma get this money, either gunning them after the dawn. Fuck Amy Paula, fuck Tina Fey, and fuck all those white bread chicken shit bitches, man. Why the fuck y'all make fun of Bill Cosby for, ho? Why don't you make fun of Stephen Collins, bitch? Why don't you make fun of Woody Allen's pedophile ass?
I understand what he's saying here.
Whatever, fuck that nigga, man.
Okay, Wavves, I like the beat the most on this one. This one you really feel that hit on it. You know, we have this catchy melodic chorus from him as well. I love this. He's got a voice, you know, and I'm certainly, you know, very politically aligned with him, so when I hear the things that he's saying, I'm like, I'm in it. You know what I mean? The bridge on this song, I think, is what was the whole most important part of this song, where he's discussing fuck Amy Poehler, Tina Fey. Reading into this, it makes a lot of sense. Why you make fun of Bill Cosby for, but you won't make fun of all these other people. Like Woody Allen and Roman Polanski. I don't know who Stephen Collins is, but I do know who Woody Allen and Roman Polanski is. And he's saying here, right, like, you guys, you know, we'll talk about Bill Cosby. He's not defending Bill Cosby. What he's saying is that, well, if you're a bad person and you're black, you know, the coverage that you're gonna get is way worse. And I mean, he's not wrong, right? Because the Woody Allen stuff, he's writing this song, I'm assuming 2015, or maybe a little bit beforehand, but the Woody Allen stuff, people known about that for a while. And I mean, only a few years ago, they had like an HBO documentary about it, where like his, I think it was his ex-wife, right? Because he starts, it's fucked up, like who he's married to and has been married to for a very, very long time. Like, it was very groomer, pedophilic shit. You know, it's one of those things too. Woody Allen just gets to hide away. He gets to hide away, and he just gets to die peacefully, right? He doesn't get to make movies anymore, I guess. And Timothy Chalamet, you know, was in Woody Allen's last film, and then Timothy Chalamet had to like come out and like apologize, do all that shit. Roman Polanski is still making movies. There was a thing that happened a couple years ago. This movie didn't really get like a coverage here in the Western world. Well, it did, but in Europe, not here. He made a movie called J'accuse, a French movie. I haven't seen this film, but it's ultimately, you know, from what I've read about it, it's more so like you're saying people did something when they didn't, and it's ruined their reputation, their career, blah blah blah. Such as someone like Roman Polanski. And I think it's César. I think that's what it's called. There's like the Oscars in France, and the whole cast, like, or one specific person and then people in that cast followed suit for the movie Portrait of a Lady on Fire, which I guess is like the big French movie that came out then. Like, that movie's got a lot of cultural relevance here. It's a fantastic movie if you haven't seen that one. And yeah, because Roman Polanski won something. He can still win shit. Okay? Yeah, just seeing that I was like, yeah, he's right. You know what I mean? He's certainly right.
Sad word that's it. Sad snitches, bitches, always in my business. Jewish, Christian, fuck all your religions. Vibe with the brain of an art student. Kill my enemies, bitch, I ain't a black dude. First time, it's a warning. Second time you snoring. Bible. Seen a lot of Chris Kyles in my high school.
I like this exit on here. This is a very short song. You're not really sitting with this. That's cool.
I'm watching on the sideline like Robin. I told them, let me get the hostage. They told me that man runs Gotham. I don't feel you. Kill at will. I'm the new Ice Cube. I'm in your rear view. Sticking up crews for they fake ass Jews. For one, never give a date. No scripture. We are unlimited. Take your time with it, baby. Women not the minute maid. You got a Bible, I got a rifle. Who's gonna win at the end of this title?
This one's alright. I don't feel too much lyrically about this one. Come back to it later, maybe. It's just short, right? But
a message to the Newblack. No matter how much you want to switch, here's what they think about you.
It's you liberals who have lifted them up, Howard.
Paul, you conservatives make a mistake. You can't afford to strangle hope in people. Without hope, people become dangerous.
No, Howard, you liberals have let them invade our society. You give them jobs, political jobs.
Paul, you missed the point. It's only the smart ones we move up.
That makes it even worse.
Oh, no, we have to move them up. If we leave a smart one in the ghetto, he might develop into a leader against us. But if we raise him up into white society, we neutralize him. He feels compelled to try to act like us.
Jesus
he loses
Christ.
his identity and his racial anger, if he has it. He becomes alien to his brothers. They realize he sold them out and they grow to hate him. He becomes worthless to them and safe for us. In fact, in his love for the creature comforts, except for his color, he's become one of us.
this kind of reminds me.
Pharrell.
This little interlude we have here, right? Oh, it's from a blaxploitation film. That's what it says here. Samples are seen from a blaxploitation film. Okay. So it's basically these people discussing like getting mad at liberals, or like liberals are allowing for people of color to get powerful positions, and they're saying like, no, like that's not the point. You give them a position of power, and then those people don't stay in these like disenfranchised areas such as a ghetto. They try to prop you, like once you get into a certain position, like a social status position, they're like trying to take away your color, which is, it's quite dark. Or what this is trying to suggest still is like this Eurocentric, this white supremacist power finds a way to become more sneaky in a way, right? But again, right, because they're still thinking with this dominant mind, or this colonizer, I guess the word for it still, right? This colonized mind that's taken away from other people of race, right? Like trying to suggest that they're still like this position of power, and this is the way that things should be. So, and this is interesting too. I haven't seen a lot of blaxploitation films. Blaxploitation was a relatively huge thing in the 70s. Lots of films that were very a lot of racial themes in them, right? Low budget. Action, a lot of silly films, but within those films, like Blackula, I guess is one too, like a Black Dracula. But within those films, like they discussed a lot about race during that time. And to think, right, these blaxploitation films, this is the decade after the civil rights movement as well, right? So this was certainly a way that they were that black art was given a voice, for sure.
The white liberals, people who have created white women, and zero.
Liberals get shot tonight. Taking out those masons, taking everything. 2015 and the sales in the suit. Rappers spitting bars for some YouTube views. Trust fund kids never step foot on my island. Want credit for the game, but they never put the time in. Honestly, this rap shit made a business from my happy.
Fuck, man. Peggy says shit as it is, man. Oh my god. So I think one of the things that's interesting too here, you know, he starts the song off. Liberals get shot tonight. Liberals get shot tonight. Right. I think most people could potentially get confused at what Peggy's trying to say here, but you know, a lot of people who vote liberal, I'm not saying all of them, right? Like, there's certainly the liberal people, right? But and again, aligning with them politically. I mean, I've seen him when he was on Hassan. You know, I think Hassan is still a very privileged person who has really gotten lost in his face in the media, as opposed to, you know, many of the Twitch poll politics people. But that's, you know, not many actually have like this really strong voice that reaches. So at the end of the day, Hassan is a good thing. Okay. Social, you know, we're in for the social democrats, okay, but at the end of the day, like, what we're wanting from things, you're not going to get with both parties. The Liberal Party, same shit, you know. Things aren't really changing with our boy Brandon, okay. He talks here too. He's saying, like, in 2015 that his sales aren't doing good. He says hipsters up in college trying to run my culture with their fucking Google knowledge. I love this gets genius thing. Then there's him having some Twitter thing with Fantano, which I think I did see this before, but I'm aware that they've certainly gotten past that stuff. I think the one interesting lyric here too, the sissy ass trust fund Kid Cudi rappers only want to make the game easy for these crackers, as if they haven't stolen enough genres of their own. So, you know, dissing Kid Cudi. Again, I don't know what his full opinion is of Kid Cudi's music, but I think he is just ultimately mad at how, you know, rap music, as it's become commercialized or popularized, there is certainly parts of this genre, some parts of it that are not being shown, I guess, right? And, you know, he's certainly suggesting that, you know, Kid Cudi is speaking from a privileged background, and he is certainly trying to associate the fact that a lot of rap music or this genre didn't really come from that. At the end of the day, like, my opinion on this, what are you going to do? You know what I mean? Like, there's always going to be these privileged people in the music industry. Like, we know this already. You know what I mean? Like, how do we stop that from occurring? At the end of the day, people are going to consume the music that they want to consume. You know what I mean? Like, and some, I certainly like some of Kid Cudi's stuff, but at the end of the day, I understand what he's trying to suggest about Kid Cudi's face in the industry, for sure, right? But at the end of the day, too, I've also come to, like, not associate Kid Cudi with other sounds of rap. I get it, you know, Kid Cudi's a very, very pop-driven artist.
Same bitch memorized every Chief Keef verse, the same one to call the cops. Think you want to steal a purse? It hurts to say this. Niggas think they doing favors, but these hipster motherfuckers want to steal all our creations. Rock, blues, techno, soul, jazz, and R&B, what do they have in common? Niggas started it, now we barely have a part in it.
What you want to be when you grow up?
Now some kids want to be a fireman, a doctor, rapper, ball player, even a fucking dog watcher. Go to the NFL, be a teacher or a chemist, make an app for iPhones and get paid for your inventions, but think real hard. Think one long minute. I never heard one kid say they want to be a critic.
You're experts.
See, that's every single hipster's backup plan. They fail at everything else. They need some backup, man. They spend all their parents' money, all their trust fund cash, and flunk out. And these the people that y'all let run rap. God damn. See, these 90s babies scared to talk shit. So if I gotta be that nigga, I'ma be that nigga. Call you out. Grind's vinyl in a bear trap. I'ma draw you out. Take you in the back of an alley somewhere and maul you out. Then hop up in my whip and tell you gentrify this dick, you hipster bitch.
Yeah.
Okay, this is an interesting song. He's once they build he's really attacking music critics, I guess, is what was like the biggest thing from this. Right? There's an interesting line here at the start, right? Same bitch memorized every Chief Keef verse, same one to call the cops, think you want to steal their purse, right? Like, for sure, right? There's this, and the thing is here too, it's where it's like, you know, listening to these lyrics from these artists, right? Who are trying to talk about their specific struggle. Oh, what does it say here? Attempting to empathize or relate to African Americans via learning trap like this. To be these same individuals assume that black men are. Oh, okay. Well, yes. You can't listen to Chief Keef and be like, that's a black person. It's just fucking. It's pure racism. That's pure racism. Like, there's nothing else that can be really said about that. Trying to equate or listen to music specifically, or anything, I guess, anything that's an art form from black people, and then trying to morph that into what your definition is of a black person is just. It's fucked up, right? It's simply fucked up. Brings in this little thing talking about, and yeah, this is very true, right? All these genres of music, like very, very, very important genres of music. Yeah, it all started with black people, bro. And you know, he's very, you know, he shouts out Elvis, and yes, this is very true, right? You even see it in that new Elvis movie, right? Where they're like, "Who's that man, that black like person singing that song?" And they go, "It's white," and they go, "He's white," right? Like, this is a very racist world where they're like, they want to take the artistry from blacks, and I mean, they even had specific, like in the 60s or 50s, right? They had specific radio stations where there would be white people covering songs by black artists. Yeah, right? Like, it's that's not that long ago, really, at the end of the day, right? And then, yeah, talking about this part where he's like, haven't heard one kid say they want to be a critic, like this is a backup plan when you fail. I can't speak on this. I don't know fully. At the end of the day, when it, like, you know, there's different areas of people being critics, right? You have people in, like, something like Pitchfork or Rolling Stone, NME, like all those types of magazines. Fantano, for instance, I think Fantano is a very good person to discuss here in the sense where my understanding of music criticism or reaction scene like that, you go on the internet, you search up all these things, there is a lot of these people, they certainly aren't going to be making a lot of money doing this. You know what I mean? Yeah, like, based off of YouTube, I'll tell you guys, yeah, you got to be bringing in the views to be making some money. And yes, needle drop Fantano, this is certainly a career choice for him. He probably cleans up quite well at the end of the year. Does he get bored of it, you think? Do you think Fantano gets bored of listening? Again, right, someone like me, this is not my job, okay? I don't really get paid anything on this, and I certainly have other ambitions. I don't think I'll be doing this forever, but for me to be doing these videos the way I do, low quality, it's very easy, and I've certainly ground an audience of people who continue to come back, and that I'm familiar with saying their names, so there's certainly some value in this as well, right? But yeah, when it comes to a big name like Fantano, is it what he would want to be doing with his time? He listens to a lot of music yearly, and you know, I mean, but it's not just someone like him. But I do think that the music criticism scene has a lot of problems, and then sometimes it doesn't. Right? There's always going to be those people that have that at least say something interesting about the music. At the end of the day, people love hearing other people's opinions, but for it to actually be a valid way to make money, I don't know how far that should really be a thing. right? I don't know how far this should really be a thing. Anyways.
Hey, escape from New York. Why I say escape from New York? Cause a lot of fuck niggas about to drop, man. What you know about the infrared beam? Putting down people's head when we plot on the scheme, nigga. What you know about robbing your own folks and taking out loans just to pay for your home, nigga? What you know about cussing out God cause you can't get a job? What you know about a quarter-life crisis? Hands on the wallet, give a fuck with the prices. What you know about stepping outside and the meetings in the line like they're waiting on a ride, nigga? Nigga, what you know? I was raised in the cages and must you go, White girl, dog, take you home cause you look like a red guard. What you know about the wages? Signed to the grind, give a fuck about a major, my nigga. Tell me what you know about strangers. 27 shows and they never even paid us. So you the door on the curb with my foot in your ass. TOA, no time for a mask. I'm trying to take our culture with your PBR sipping ass.
PBR sipping ass. Okay, yeah, this song is quite good as well. I'll never forgive Hipsters what they did to Brooklyn. Yeah, so there's a lot of talk about hipsters and their gentrification of things, and I do think one thing that's interesting about this is it's true, right? Like, one thing too specifically about hipsters, I guess, is hipsters would proclaim themselves. Again, when he's saying hipster, let's, you know, he's not talking about everyone who is a hipster, right? But I think we should get that to that point already. It's just like when he talks about fucking white people. But yeah, there is certainly a way of understanding hipsters as being people who think that they're self-aware. You know what I mean? Think potentially that they're doing good things for this world, or that they know what's right or what's moral potentially. I don't know. I can understand like maybe a hipster is trying to think in a way counterculture, but at the same time they are also not really doing anything to actually change the world. Like what I would say for his definition of a hipster is it's someone who's very egotistical, someone who is avoiding becoming an adult, and yeah, they're very conceited people, and that's why you're discussing this too. Like, what do you know about coming out hard? Put your life, you know what I mean? Like, what do you know about taking a loan just pay for your home? Like, he's literally suggesting like you know, my struggles versus someone who comes in and gentrifies this place who has no struggles, right? Like, they know fuck all about the world in comparison, right? Very sheltered life, or in many ways, you know. And this is the type of hipster too, right? That I'm assuming is rich parents. Yeah, you know what I mean? I saw a meme recently, right, where someone's like, "Oh, I love living in this like area like this," and it's like, "Yo, bro, like, your dad's a fucking lawyer or something." You know what I mean? Like, it's one of those things.
Yeah. Affirmative action is the white one. I thought you knew this by now, but it seems you wasn't listening. I wanna recruit or not. I never had jungle fever, y'all don't please me. I just bust a nut and you ducks because you easy. I never vibe with this. Cause every time we move the needle, y'all go and shell beetle and play the murder. Making picket signs, I'm spitting facts, unbiased. How can you trust a group whose only goal is to be white men's sidekick? And you age like leather bags, you zombies. Trust them, just fuck them, don't love them. They are not your friends, they are caxed out front. Fuck they race, fuck they creeds, fuck they world. It'd be a cold day in hell before I'm down with a swirl. Nigga.
Okay, Swirl here. This song is, you know, feminism, white feminism, problems with white feminism. You know, we certainly saw this with the feminist movement when it began. White women, and a lot of these white women too, that potentially were having this voice, could have been quite privileged as well. You know what I mean? I'm not, like, of course, right? We're not saying that these people don't deserve to have a voice, but the problem is, and what he was suggesting here too, where were your feminists when Emmett Till got killed and George Sneed Jr. was murdered? Making picket signs, right? So he's saying, like, specifically, like, you're still not solving certain issues. Again, I understand that feminism is different than fighting for racism, but what he's suggesting here is that, like, specifically for these white feminists, it's like you're completely avoiding things. You know what I mean? Like you were living in this world that is not taking into consideration black lives, right? And how this even is suggesting, yeah, so they'd be talking down on black women and y'all want to recruit them, right? So that's like a specific thing he says here too. Right, okay, he says something too that's very interesting about affirmative action. So affirmative action is, again, specifically with school, it's to make sure that there's like a certain percentage or like a certain amount of minorities who get into the school, right? So again, this used to be like a conservative thing too, right? Like they would talk about affirmative action where they're like, this white person was like more deserving based on, but you know. But the one thing that he's saying here is that affirmative action is being made to make white people feel better about themselves. Because I think if this stuff wasn't already built, like from my perspective, this stuff wasn't already built on this like institutionalized racism, would we even have to think about it, right? Like it is, like white people patting themselves on the back for letting more minorities into these positions, right? It's how these things are framed. Having to create affirmative action, right, as opposed to, you know, not being racist, like letting, like not even having to think about it, okay? There's already minorities in your school, right? Not needing affirmative action and already having this work. Yeah. He's got a lot of stuff. He's saying a lot of shit throughout this album, right? He's pinpointing on all these different topics. Like, I love it. I love it, right? And this is what he's talking about too, specifically with liberalism. Liberalism in the westernized world is not. It's like they're the ones. And again, I don't want to follow in with conservative points of view because they will use this as something, but they're not. They're framing it in still a poor way, right? But you know, with liberalism, there's certainly a lot of virtue signaling, right? Like there's a lot of like, oh yeah, we love black people and we, you know, we're doing everything we can for the black community, right? When they're really not, right? So.
Get your mind right, nigga, get your mind right. Get your mind right, nigga, get your mind right. Get your mind right, nigga, get your mind right. I'm fucking with the six everywhere I go. I got $1 million, but I'll never ever show. She been doing, she like 92. I know she want that action, baby, I'm sorry. Put a refund in the mattress, baby, all mine. Did you know I'm good? Everywhere's a fucking show. I can put you up. It's all about who you fucking know. So do me a favor and let me be your caper. I know you want it, baby. Get your mind right, nigga, get your mind right. Get your mind right, nigga, get your mind right. Get your mind right, nigga, get your mind right.
He's being very, like the way he's singing, it's very creepy, there's a certain moody for it. It's singing the Genius too, it's like a shout out to Perp is what it was originally named. Yeah, I sort of feel that Space Ghost Perp, but I would still say a song like this production is a little bit better, like in the sense like, it's not as lo-fi. Okay, what he's saying here, he's like this verse, he's talking about this, like he sees a girl outside, he knows what he's doing, she's learning time too, and I know she wants that action. Right, so I'm assuming maybe his rape culture here is like how he's discussing this, like I know you want this dick bitch, like, I know you want it, stop fucking playing, ho, now suck this dick, like, you know what I mean, like, the way that this is coming off, it's like, this person's, like, sexual advances are, you know, just being made in their head, you know what I mean, like, the way he's playing this, some uber confident dude.
Exactly with no father, I'm a bastard without a battery up in my Acura. I'm going back to exactly with no father, I'm a bastard without a battery up in my Acura. I'm like woman, she was white to your fucking wife beater with a bunch of rhymes in Adobe Reader, bitch.
In my Adobe Reader.
See some fucked up shit. Seen a Zionist pioneers jump on Allah's dick. I hope you niggas find Allah quick so you can twist me and Vivian. And my thoughts stronger than Brinsley. So if I die, nigga, make me
Born Again Japan.
And I'd rather die like a man than be crucified through the palms of a bitch hand. These trust fund kids would rather rap about anime and spit some real fucking shit for their fellow man.
Fair enough.
And I'll take a hit for any of my niggas. That's more than I can say for anybody in Japan. Go figure. Man, your record's gonna sit on the shelf. They hate you like America and everybody else. Through all my travels, I've been with nerds, been with killers, and the only one constant is nobody likes niggas.
Beat on this song is fantastic. I'm loving this song. So this is, you know, sort of discussing him being in Japan. You know, when he was in the military, he was posted in Japan, and I think how this song ends, you know, it's very dark. Okay, through all my travels, I've been with nerds, been with killers, and the only one constant is nobody likes animals. He's putting this perspective on where he's like, you know, from America, aware of the racism that's in America, leave America, you know, shit ain't changed, right? Like trying to discuss that perspective on this song, that's very dark, right? Like to think like I can get out of this feeling, and not being out, you know, able to, you know, that is this black perspective. This is a very nice song. This is very, 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 very wonderful track. Good job on the man.
Y'all know you talking about me, we gon' see what the fuck you got to say now, nigga. These pussy niggas on a war path, fucking around with JPEG, you get 6 shots to the head. Black champagne, I beat that bitch.
Jesus.
All my niggas, you gon' see 6 niggas on a bus, 3 shots, and 1 juggalo hit the canvas. I can get you anywhere, Fuccboi, I'm random. Kill at will, I am O'Shea Jackson, young, black, and gifted, but don't get it twisted. I take a crack of soul out his body, leave him uplifted.
Bitcoin Assassination, dude, was Bitcoin a thing in 2015?
Fuck nigga, this ain't what you want. Fuck nigga, this ain't what you want. You know me? No tweets, no blogs, no pics. If you wanna do something, nigga, show me. Before your life gets hacked like Sony. White Jesus said he don't know me. Now you can mine for your life, you can mine for your wife. White boy, you gon' pay what you owe me.
Fucking bars. I love this beat on this song as well. This is a hard ass shit. This is a fantastic mixtape. I gotta say, I'm having a lot of fun with this mixtape.
Rest in peace, Ismaaiyl Brinsley. A true warrior, a true hero. We need about 1,000 more of you, my nigga. But you know I got a lot of motherfucking money in my pocket and I'm gone. Sick of liquor. Niggas wanna fight me, I know. Switch
those chickens you grinding for me.
Not lyrically, there's nothing specific that I want to discuss, I guess, compared to all these other songs. Yeah, this is good shit.
Only wanna hear the raw. I got the sickest flow, sickest hoe, sickest card. All that lip service, you gon' get what you wish for. Now watch me take another rock star out the picture. Yeah, sister, let me kill mister. Aiming at your ward and I bet I won't miss her. Another perfect way to catch an iron fist. You never trying to call her ace of spades. You all
classic beat on this one.
Crack a jack nigga, you got guns, I got guns. Let's see who guns is bigger. I shoot, you run, you shoot. I bomb when you nigga. Nagasaki, let you fucking ugly cousins watch me get that slick. No disco, soul, country, and R&B. Can we please have it back along with all those fucking G's? Rock and roll Hall of Fame, filled with fucking culture these. Now you wanna shit on the rap game, bitch, please. Shut your fucking mouth, man. Keep being a culture vulture like a good European. I'm a real shit. Fuck Motorhead, man. And fuck any of these old ass motherfuckers who think anything without guitars isn't music. Motherfucker, y'all stole that genre in the first place. Now you wanna shit on rap? Weak, man. All y'all fat neckbeard atheist metalhead motherfuckers, man, keep hip hop's name the fuck out your mouth, man. We don't want shit to do with you, man. Stop worrying about us. Don't worry about nothing we do, man. Stay your bitch ass in the YouTube comment section, your natural habitat, nigga.
Very interesting. First off, the beat on this is fantastic. I feel like this old hip hop beat.
The most marvelous.
It's definitely intentional, right? Especially too because he's coming out criticizing. First off, I guess it's Lemmy from Motorhead. It's a pretty big metal group, and just reading here what he said too. There's nothing creative about doing that, rapping over music someone else created. They go out and take John Bonham's drumming. I don't call that music. You think the rappers could come up with sounds of their own, some basic sounds, and they can't even do it. Sad. First off, it's not even true, man. They've been making their own fucking beats forever. Like, since it began, they've been doing that. So, like, for him to just suggest, like, oh, they're taking other people's drums, doing these sampling and stuff. You know, speaking of this perspective of these people who, you know, just shut up, you know? You're discussing rap music in a very misinformed way. And, hey, at the end of the day, man, rap music has only continued to get more popular, more creative, more subgenres, and yeah. So regardless of what these people say, rap music and what rap music means continues to grow. And you know, why is he saying rapping over music? Okay, first off, like, do you not understand that, like, rap is a talent? Like, I would love to see him rap, right? Like, you can't just, like, go up on a mic. Not everyone can become a rapper. Just on vocals, like, how they are saying this, how things are rhyming, how that's landing, right? And then, obviously, too, on a lyrical basis, this stuff is very clever. Very, 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 very clever stuff, the way it's written, okay? It's very crazy to think that he said that. I do not know why one would think such a thing.
I don't give a fuck about no big mouth. Six want me in the back of the town. Pussy ass cops wanna roll up on me, but I'm too slick for me. Better to call me. I'm the OG man in black. Fuck Johnny. Cash hard to get, cause I'm still too grown. Shot two white guns, niggas take a cake. Now trust fund kid, don't come outside. You might get your shit pushed back tonight. Instagram flex, iPhone text. Niggas wanna die, you tweets like Section 80 got me so vexed.
JPEG with the lynch mob, I got it going on. A nigga that's living in the city of the criminal zone. At one time won't keep the law in order, the next time put a bullet in their daughter. 2020 vision, I see clear, no peace in here, no peace in here. Everybody talking peace, nigga, I don't see the peace. So if they want peace, nigga, I'm a rat. The minorities when it's convenient for them, yeah.
Darkskinmanson.
Post-racial shit. Who can I trust? Police and niggas. Yeah. Get out of my way. Say who can I trust? Make friends with the B side. Then relax on the G side. Yeah. All this pain in the low end. When you stream or you know 10. I'll be your African home because the Queen's way cynic. You've been taking the potion. We don't feel love when he's take hands. Sell these drugs to your take deck. Too much for a nigga on the warpath. No future or the fuck past. Working 9 to 5, I feel useless. Downloaded crack to this music, but police and niggas on me. And can't nobody stop my team. I'm a YouTube baby, fuck Jesus. No politics, I retweet it, but you could be a beacon of hope, but why bother? Trying to feminize all us niggas. Knowing most of us ain't got no father. My generation's so weak. Fuck all this kumbaya shit. I go for mine. And if I gotta fight, then I gotta fight. These cool ass niggas tell me work in the system. Nigga, you just wanna be white. But I'm giving me a hurry up and buy stick while the crackers take all that shit and fuck Holocaust. Every single day in class, all I heard was Holocaust. One day I asked my teacher, what's the difference between me and them? He said all y'all niggas were slaves, and the Jews got paid.
An effort to prove that talking down to each other gets us nowhere, makes us lose focus on real opposition. I cannot describe how racism for other groups makes me feel in conversation. I've tried, but I cannot. So hopefully after telling you what feels upset and low as it makes me feel in other people's plights compared to black people's, how worthless plain oppression of Olympics is, how ugly racism from other people affected by white supremacy is. Okay, so just trying to suggest that being in this certain position of stacking up minorities against each other is just simply never going to solve the problems. And at the end of the day, right, we are all having to be in this together. But you know, when he's saying this, you have to realize that when he talks about gay people or even Jewish people, those are two marginalized groups that, let's be real though, they could also be racist towards black people. Both of those groups, people in those groups. Okay, so then you can have this position, and again, right, black people could be homophobic and anti-Semitic, right? That can also be true, right? But like he is just trying to suggest here, and this what he's saying, right? Like we are not having to talk down to other minorities. Okay, let's read the lyrics. First off, I understand why he is talking. Okay, this is an interesting thing he says, apparently in an interview. Once he said that gay people were third-class citizens, in another statement he made about black women, stating, I saw so many black women and kids at aid centers, I thought I was at the welfare office. Okay, right, so certain things in the media get labeled as something, and right, okay. Lee Daniels, first off too, Lee Daniels is a director, so he's getting mad at Lee Daniels because that's exactly what Lee Daniels is doing here, is taking the suffering of gay people, and you know, going like, but this happened to black people too, right? So you know what I mean? Yes, that would be an example of talking down to a minority. These C-ass N-words tell me work in the system, N-word, you just want to be white. Okay, so suggesting conforming to the norms that white people have set for them. Right, I get it. Saying they're bootlickers. And then, yeah, I guess the interesting verse here is the Holocaust. Every single day in class, all I heard was Holocaust. One day I asked my teacher, what's the difference between me and them? He said, y'all N-words were slaves and the Jews got paid. So there is a sense of like cynicism, or he's being more extremely offensive just to suggest this point of view, right? But again, I think he is still suggesting something where potentially with this, well, at least when I read it, right, it's like Holocaust being taught, which again, I'm pretty sure, and nowadays there has been Holocaust revisionism, but it's not like something that's being sold to the mass media, whereas, there's still things like critical race theory being taken out of school and stuff like that, right? So, but again, it's not, he's right, though, it's certainly not about this oppression Olympics, right? It's not something we can really showcase, right? But
struggles and cracker wanna debate you. Talk about the hustles and fake you wanna pay. 2015, I hope you niggas get away.
it's the last song on here. This Communist Slow Jams. Okay, I think this is a quite interesting song too. I mean, lyrically, I mean, it's getting to the same sort of things that we were getting. America done turned me to a bastard, 40 acres and a mule. I got a bad hand, so yeah. So they lied, though. They lied about this. This is something that they said was going to happen. Under Abraham Lincoln, Andrew Johnson comes in, and he's like, you know what? I'm not going to do this for you. Not that long after, it wasn't about land ownership. It was them getting to work on land for wage labor, but it's saying most black people acquired land through private transactions, so that also proves something there too. Okay, so they lied. Talk about the struggle, some cracker want to debate you. Yeah, that's tale as old as time, right? What do I think about this album, or this mixtape? This certainly does have a mixtape vibe to it, I think. With these songs, I mean, I think there's a lot of substance in what he's trying to say throughout this album, for sure. Because right now, I'm still understanding it as a mixtape, Not really a criticism there, but I'm just like on a first go experience, it can be hard to feel the fullness of a mixtape, right? Just sitting in there and all these different songs. And although this album isn't lengthwise, there's a lot of songs to circle through. So, yeah, okay, I'll be back after a few more listens. Ooh, I'm pretty happy with this, okay? Gave another listen to the Communist Slow Jams by JPEGMAFIA, this mixtape here, and I was just in a very comfy vibe listening to this. It's different than the Ghost Pop tape, right? Because we're not, sticking with this R&B, okay? More rap-centered, but we're still not going for that hard industrial sound. Still very much so ambient, okay? The drums on this aren't as punching, but they're nice, they're clean. And I mean, Peggy has a voice, okay? These songs are certainly not purposeless, right? He has a very, very deep political message, and I guess there wouldn't be many rap albums that are this intense, 22 tracks, always sticking it to you, right? So thematically, it's working perfectly for me. I'm enjoying this album a lot. You're not just on a beat or beat presence, right? But lyrically, you know, he's catching my attention when I'm listening to it. I'm very, very, very happy with this, and that's why I'm moving that 8.5 that I originally gave it to a 9 out of 10. Okay, it seems before Peggy, you know, had this bigger name with Veteran, and now where he's at now, he was always making great music. And, you know, he was even talking on this album, he talks about, like, not making shit from his art, but, you know, look where he is now. You know, that hard work he put in, I would say it certainly has paid off. Yeah, so I still have a little bit to react to him. I have I think it's called the Dreamwood Escape Plan or the Rockwood Escape Plan. I don't actually know. I don't know off the top of my head right now. That instrumental album, Plunderphonics album, I want to listen to that. And you know, I still need to listen to Black Ben Carson. I think there may be other stuff from him, but you know, I've listened to his big projects and I want more. So where's more? Okay, and if there's anything else too, of course, that you want to see me react to, you know what to do. You can write a comment down below, and I can potentially do it, especially if you have support from some other viewers. They like that comment, lets me know, okay? I'll be like, okay, yeah, these people want it, all right? Okay, peace out.